Saturday's election of Osun State and some of the killings and violence that we have witnessed prior to Saturday. We still have in the studio Omoba, Adeyinka, and of course Mr. Adewale Adeoye is still here with us. Mr. Adeoye, let me come to you now. Let's assess all these political parties, the major political parties now for Saturday's election, which is the APC, Accord Party, which is the party of the incumbent governor, and of course the ADC. Let's talk about their strengths and weaknesses that you have observed so far.
Well, generally, I think each of the party has its own strengths and weaknesses. There are about 13, 14 candidates that are contesting for the election. And interestingly, we are having a woman. Only one of them is a woman, Pawoye. Interestingly, she's 84 years old, a retired school principal.
Wow.
African Democratic Party. And then, we also have, the deputy is for 3 years old. Then we have other candidates who are contesting. They used to be 14. Now we have the Abga candidate who has just declared for APC. So in all, I think there are only 3 major political parties that I see that are going to get close to breasting the tape. And I think we are talking about Accord Party, we are talking about the APC, and then the ADC. So in terms of Ademola's the Accord strength, being the incumbent, is a huge opportunity for him. And then his family background, his family is very famous, given the role of his father, was in the Unity Party of Nigeria. He's from Ede. All the 3 candidates we are talking about are from the same senatorial district. And he also picked his deputy from Ife Central. The APC also picked his own deputy from the same area. So I think it's a huge advantage for him being the incumbent governor. And also the fact that he's been in power for 4 years is an advantage for him. And also the fact that, that he's not going to have challenges of funds. Apart from the wealth of his family, he will not be able to, manage in terms of the fund that is needed. The disadvantage associated with him is that Accord Party, when you are having elections, there is also a need for support from frontier states. There is no single state all over the country that we can say is supporting him. All the surrounding states are APC states, except Oyo, that is not with him. So when you're having this kind of off-season election, it's always good to have states that are giving you support, that are behind you. The other disadvantage is that he has moved to a new party, which has created cleavages, division in his former PDP. Party. So I think that is a huge minus for him. And I also think that a lot of people will be looking at Accord Party. What will I benefit? Even if he wins, what is the status, having a dot on the map, Nigerian map? Because at the end of the day, how many Accord parties that will emerge? Accord parties, how many states will be won by Accord Party? So because people have to be futuristic. And then what will be the relationship of Osun State, with the federal government in terms of strategic relationship? So will it help advance the cause of people from that state? These are some of the things that will determine, what happens. And also the fact that we have a lot of big wigs from that state who are very, who are at the center. People like the former governor, Oyetola. Then we also have people like Bashiru. We have service senators who also want to ensure that they defend their territories. And also, there is something happened about the past 2 weeks. The former governor of the state, the camp, and then the supporting the APC. And when you also look at it, out of the former governors since Osun, since 1999, 3 of them are with, are not for Accord. We have BC Akonde, we have Oyinlola, and then we have Oyetola, who are all supporting Oyebanji. So I think that's a minus for him. And I also think that his personal intellectual, his idiosyncrasy, his personal behavior to many people, coming from Osun, that even when people are being killed, you are still dancing. When you are supposed to, people even expect you to present intellectual, papers. You use half of that time to dance away. And, you are not the video. Politics is a very serious business. And even when people are being kidnapped in Osun State, this man will be dancing from, morning till night. If you want to run a kiosk, a nightclub.
Are you taking side with the governor of Edo State, Okpeyolo?
Well, I think that one may not.
Because intellectually, even Okpeyolo himself.
Okpeyolo has certificate. He has master's
That's why the result that we saw.
His inability to address people publicly. It's, public, there's a word for it. People may be professors.
Stage fright?
Yes, stage fright. They may not be able to, but in terms of performance, I mean, and I have never seen him dancing. Even though when he speaks in a pidgin, you will see that he's able to articulate his position. But this is our governor. From morning till night, dance. So
that's my governor you're talking about.
Yes. So I think for me, that may, but he has his own strength and then.
Okay, let's talk about the APC now.
Yeah, the APC, first of all, the advantage of having the president, the federal might. And then the candidate was a former finance commissioner. And I think in terms of being modest, people see him as somebody who's a very good manager of resources. Being a former finance minister, commissioner in the state, he accounted for, when he was the commissioner, he actually accounted for, in a very impressive way in Osun State. And I also think that the fact that so many other state governors, we have more than 30 state governors who are in APC, are all rooting for him. That means more funds, that means more goodwill, public goodwill, and then support of frontier states from Osun, from Ekiti, Kwara, Kogi, Ondo, Lagos. Everybody's, trying to see how. And we're also talking about regional integration. People want to see a situation where the entire Southwest, we have the same political platform, so that we'll not be talking from different sides of our mouth. So for me, I would have wished to see us, coming. And I think Adeleke has not been quite impressive in terms of his programs for regional integration. I'm very close to development agenda for Western Nigeria, and I don't think he has given them enough support that we need from him. So when you are talking about state policy, talking about coming as Southwest region to fight collectively our fears and aspirations, our common threats, we need to be on the same page.
Yeah.
Even when you are not in our party, share the same aspiration with us. I've not seen Adeleke attending the regional parties that, the governor of Lagos State, who is the chairman of Southwest Governors Forum. I've not seen him playing the role that we're expecting to play. Okay. Give it this
because of the time factor, let's talk about the ADC now and the influence of Rauf Aregbesola, the former minister. And
there is no doubt that Aregbesola is Tommy Petrel in terms of his role in politics, his association with the current governor, his role in Lagos State. Unfortunately, his name is not on the ballot. So, where he wants Najim Salami to be the candidate, but people know that it's not Aregbesola that is contesting. So I don't see, even though Aregbesola is a very popular candidate, he's loved by his people, he's from Egisha, Ife district, but I think the Salam Najim, who is the candidate, is the issue.
A former speaker.
Yeah, a former speaker of the, and also formerly in APC. So I see a situation where the two runner-ups might be APC and Accord. And I see the ADC, coming probably a distant third.
All right. As we wrap up this conversation now, Omoba, what volume of vote buying, because whether we like it or not, vote buying has come to stay, even though it is not good. What volume of vote buying are you expecting on Saturday in Osun State? Because we have been seeing rice, bread oyetola, bread this, bread that everywhere. As if all we are living for is bread.
I'm not going to talk about vote buying because I'm not on ground there and I'm not going to vote there.
Okay.
Then whatever they say, somebody wants to sell their product. But I want to see Osun State coming stronger because there are so many indices that you look at.
How careful should the people be guiding their vote jealously on Saturday?
You see, permit me to let me say what will give us the best opportunity as a Yoruba person. They have to be careful. Of course, I'm expecting a situation where we're going to distinct between who has something to offer us. Imagine Adeleke. If you remember Osun is supposed to be on a big map of the world by now. In 1936, that was the first airstrip in Nigeria. You understand me? Where the British took up their West African soldiers to go and fight the World War that started in 1939. So if I had been in the position of, Adeleke, I would have retained the airport to be there so that it will become a sort of attraction, sort of a place, opportunity for people to...
Time is really against us.
Yes.
I want you to be very quick with your response to my question. So that we'll wrap up this segment.
To me, I see APC bringing something good on the table by virtue of majority of the points my brother has raised, so that Osun State can become the hub for the Southwest and even the Nigeria as a whole. Do you understand? If Adeleke, if we were to use a round peg in a round hole, it is better for him to collab with Davido to replicate O2 Arena in London. You understand me? In Osun State, where everybody can go there to go and dance. We can make him the DG of the place.
So, obviously, you are rooting for the APC.
No, I'm rooting for the best for Osun.
Well, thank you. Thank you very
much. I'm rooting for the best for Osun.
Adeyinka, Oyediran, social commentator, for finding time to be on the conversation this morning, as well as Adewale, Adeoye, a journalist, speaking to the build-up to the governorship election of Osun State, slated for the 15th of August, 2026. We hope that common sense will prevail at the end of the day, and these killings and violence will stop for free and fair and transparent election to take place on Saturday. We'll take a break. Stay with us.
The views expressed on this program do not represent that of the producer, management of Lagos Television, or the Lagos State Government. They remain the perspectives of those expressing them. Thank you for staying with Lagos Television.